Nizam Poluleuligaga and warm Pacifica greetings to all our viewers and listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of the Pacific Health Talanoa on Blue TV by Pacific for Pacific. Today, the 9th of November 2021. COVID-19 is seeking out unvaccinated people, making them very ill and landing them in hospitals. Vaccinations are becoming necessary for work, for travel, for shopping, and for eating out. Vaccinations are now needed to protect against getting very ill. VaxMaPac, St. Anne's are rallying together to get our community vaccinated, and joining me to tell us more about the events is registered nurse Melania Watta. Nizam Poluleuligaga, Melania. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, can you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into our Talanoa?
So, Deacon Sanele everybody. My name is Melania Watta. I'm originally from the beautiful islands of Fiji. I've moved here a little over 10 years ago now, and I've been a part of the St. Anne's Parish for as long as I've been in New Zealand. And I'm currently working as a registered nurse at Middlemore, and I'm very, very grateful to be here on the show with you, Lorenzo.
Thank you so much, Melania. I'm more grateful to have a health professional like yourself that talk more about vaccinations, and also to have someone like you, delivering and leading this vaccination events. Amazing. You are O for Ocean. Thank you so much. Now, tell us more about this weekend's VaxMaPac drive-through events, please, Melania.
Sure. So the VaxMaPac event is organized by the St. Anne's Parish, which has been led by a lovely Anne and Deacon Sanele. It's a 2-day event, so it'll be Friday, the 12th of November and 13th of November, which is a Saturday following. You can come on down, get your vaccinations done. There'll be also some places set aside for you to have your waiting area after the vaccination. We'll have spot prizes going for the day, as well as food parcels that we'll be giving to those families that do come down.
Thank you so much, Melania. Now, you mentioned that there will be food parcels and social welfare support like that. But can you talk us through to what is actually happening on a day apart from getting vaccinated?
So as far as I know, to my knowledge, we will be having families that will be coming through the drive-through to the car park. Once they get registered, they'll be shown on through into the hall where they'll get their vaccinations done. And once that's done, they'll be shown into the waiting area. They'll have to wait for their 30 minutes to be monitored for any further side effects. And then after that, there'll be events and programs that will be run by MCs. You'll have the chances to win like spot prizes and other prizes that will be going for the day.
Vinaka, Melania. Now, how many are you hoping to get jabbed over the 2 days? I've been to quite a few events, and most recently, the Scopa New Zealand events, which took place at the Mouta Samoa in Mangere, they managed to vaccinate 425 people. Now, do we have a target to reach on this over these 2 days?
I think the organizing committee, we're trying to appeal to the youth of the wider community, but as well as that, we're just trying to get as many people that can come through to the VaxMaPac event to get themselves vaccinated. A number such as 450, that would be great. If we can aim to get even more than that, that would be even greater. But I guess the message is the more people we can get vaccinated, the better for our community, the safer it is for us all.
Awesome, Melania. Now, you mentioned that this, specific events caters for our youth, our young people. Now, can you share with us a message specifically for our young people, especially those who are still unsure, still anxious and still 50-50 about the vaccine?
Sure. Well, the youth is our future. I think that's quite common knowledge. And I feel like, especially in this generation, they'll be the ones that will be the driving forces behind each family because, for one, they'll be a bit more educated than their parents. They'll have access to more information. But I think one of the things preventing people from getting the vaccination is just the fear of not knowing what's in the vaccine, not knowing what will happen to them. But that's where I encourage each of you to do your research, be autonomous and be responsible for getting that knowledge for yourselves, and find out what's in the vaccine so that you have more knowledge and you can make that informed choices that will not only help yourself, but more importantly, help your families and keep themselves safe too.
Thank you so much, Melania Vinaka. Now, you also mentioned that you are a registered nurse at Middlemore Hospital. Now, what is your experience? Can you share with us, some of our people, our Pacific whānau that have been infected with the virus? What is your experience, seeing them in, being admitted in the hospital in the state they were in? Can you share with us, Melania?
Sure. So, the nursing profession in itself without any pandemic is quite stressful. And even without this pandemic, it's quite disheartening to see our Pacifica people being overrepresented in these illnesses. And it's the same case with this COVID virus. As our Pacifica people, there'll be more numbers of them being represented, which is quite disheartening. And to see them in a state where they're just not themselves, and I don't want to share too much here, but it's not a great sight to see, really.
Wow.
To see our people not being able to breathe properly, not being able to talk even, not being able to feed themselves, struggling to do those simple tasks that we take for granted. So that's why I'm out here encouraging people that if you can, get yourselves vaccinated.
I love that. Thank you so much, Melania. Now, going back to the Vaxima Pack event, how did it come about? Who came up with the idea? Okay, look, we have to organize an event, a church-based event, and we have to encourage our young people to come through to get vaccinated. How did the events come about?
So I think thinking back to a few weeks back, we were contacted by the parish, our parish committee, because they were wanting to organize an event to kind of help our community, especially with this vaccination rates and statistics. So they contacted us, our youth group specifically, to see if we were available to help. And of course, we were all coming in guns blazing because we supported this cause. And from then on, it kind of took off. We were just following the lead of, as I said, Anne and Deacon Sanele. They were leading the way for us, just showing us what to do. And we kind of just supported them wherever we could with our social media platforms, and of course, turning up to interviews such as this as well.
Now, I must acknowledge, your church leaders, Deacon Sanele Poluleuligaga and Ulu, and saying thank you so much for rallying your youth members and your church members together to bring this event to life. Now, in terms of the process, Melania, what has been the process like for you in terms of getting support from agencies and funding? Because I believe that without funding, we cannot run events such as the Vaxima Pack drive-through vaccination event. Oh,
that's absolutely true. As I think with anything else, getting funding was a bit challenging, but with the leadership of Anne and even Deacon Sanele, they were able to go out there into the community and get ourselves some sponsors and people that were so generous enough to donate money and help us with funding for this cause and this 2-day event, and to which we're very grateful for. And we hope that there'll be more funding coming in because as you know, with any event such as this, it's not easy. It also requires a lot of funding and help, but we're grateful for whatever we do get for the event.
Now, for those who will be vaccinated, with their first dose on Friday or Saturday, are you planning to host another event in 3 weeks or 4 weeks' time?
For that, we're still in discussion about that. But I think we'll have to plan a bit more with that idea. But there's always vaccination centers that will be open all around the city. And of course, we'll be there to guide you. If it does happen or if it does not happen, we'll be there to guide you and help you along the way to get your second dose as well.
Thank you so much, Melania. And now for our listeners and viewers who are tuning in and who are planning to come to your event to get their vaccinations on Friday or Saturday, can you please share with us where to find more information about this specific event?
Sure. So there'll be a page that will be set up called St. Anne's Vaxma Pack, Vax with 2 X's. And there'll also be a 0800 number that will be available. 0800 514 404 that will give you more information about the event that you need to know.
Thank you so much. Level registered nurse Melania Watta, thank you so much for your time, and I hope it'll all go well on Friday and Saturday. God bless you, and all the best for the vaccination event.
Vinaka Level, all the best to you. Thank you.
Now, if you haven't been vaccinated, please get down to the Vaxma Pack drive-through vaccination event at St. Anne's in Manurewa to get your vaccination, and they will be giving away some food parcels, spot prices, and maybe vouchers, so don't miss out your chance. If you want to save money, get down there and get vaccinated to protect yourself, protect your whānau, and like I said, vaccinations are now needed to protect against getting very ill. Vaccinations are becoming necessary to work, for work, for travel, for shopping even, and even for eating out. So you might need to, to show and to prove you're fully vaccinated. So in order for us to get back down to normal, get back down to level 1 or the green light, we all need to be vaccinated. And we've achieved 90% vaccination rates for the first dose. We need to do the same thing for the second dose. I will be right back for my second Talanoa, right here on Blue TV, by Pacific for Pacific.